Hi guys, so today I'm going to be making a video on ear stretching 101 and how to get started with that. So first off, ear stretching or gauging, which is a whole nother complete different video, but I'm not going to talk about that because I don't want to get people riled up. But anyway, it's the process of stretching your earlobes, and I'm going to talk about how to do that today. So before you start, some things you want to keep in mind is the ability of your ears returning to their normal size. When your ears are pierced, they're normally pierced with a 20 gauge or an 18 gauge around there. So you want to keep in mind the ability of those going back. If you have the money to have cosmetic surgery, if you would like to have your ears return to their normal state, and cosmetic surgery for that can vary anywhere from $300 to $1,000 per ear. So you want to be very considerate when thinking about stretching your ears. Another thing is that you want to think about is what size you would like to go to. Most people pick a goal size, although you never end up stopping at that size. I originally thought I was going to go to a 4 gauge. I ended up just going to a 2. And I'm planning on staying at that at this moment. And then also, if you're under 18 or living with your parents, you want to keep in mind having their approval, especially if you're under 18. You don't want to do this without their permission, because it's just not a good idea. I have a video on how to convince your parents to stretch your ears, which I will link right here. What you're going to need is you're going to need pierced ears. I would recommend, if your ears aren't pierced already, going to a tattoo shop, a parlor, a piercing shop, somewhere nice like that. I would not recommend going to Claire's just because they have piercing guns which cannot be sterilized. It's not very safe, good for your ears. After that, once you want to stretch your ears, there are a bunch of different options you can go from. Not a bunch, but there is tapers, there is taping. Those are the two options or methods that I would recommend, saying that they're safe, they're healthy, and if you're going to stretch, go that route. However, I would not recommend dead stretching, weights, those two. There's probably more, but I can't think of it. Just not sticking random objects through your ears and stretching them. I wouldn't recommend that. I've seen that before. The first method I'm going to talk about is tapers. These are what tapers look like. These are in a 0 gauge. These are the only ones I have with me right now just because I have a friend who is borrowing my set. I'm just going to let her keep it. But this is what the taper looks like itself. This one is very blunt, if you get what I mean. But it's shorter on one end and then thicker on the other. Obviously, if you're going to stretch your ears for the first time, you would not be using something like this. What you're going to be using is something as itty bitty as a two. You're going to need tapers and plugs or tunnels. These are tunnels, so they are stainless steel. And I did a review on this set that I used, and I will link that here at this time also if you want to go and look at that. I got that on Amazon. So what you would do is you would get your taper like this and get some form of lubricant. I would recommend vitamin E oil, something like that. You would put that on here, and then I'll just take out my plugs. And you would slowly push it through your ear. Obviously my ears aren't this size, although they could probably stretch. You would push that through there. Then once you have it all the way through, you would get your plug and you would insert this in here. So that is the first method that I will be going over. That's the method that I did. And then another method that I'm not very familiar with is called taping. And I did not do this, but there are tons of videos on it. Basically what it is you're getting your jewelry and you're getting Teflon tape and you're wrapping like a layer around it, then inserting it into your ear, and then after like a few days wrapping maybe 2 layers around it. It's a lot more gradual, but the tricky thing with that is you don't really know what size you're at. So I would recommend tapers, and then that. Then I would not recommend weights or dead stretching. Dead stretching is where you just take the jewelry you have in your neck size and you just shove it through your ear. You don't use tapers, you don't use anything, you just shove it through your ear. Would not recommend that. So before stretching, you're going to want to make sure that everything is sanitized and clean before sticking it in your ears, because you do not want to get an infection. So after that, you want to prepare your ears for stretching, which is also sanitizing your ears, getting alcohol pads. Those are your best friends. Wiping your ears off, making sure that your tapers are clean, that you have stretching oil or stretching balm. They sell that also. Not tried it. And then after that, you can start your ear stretching. Take it slow. With your tapers, you don't need to just shove them through there. You can slowly insert them, give them some time, let your ears adjust, and then insert it more. Tapers, you do not wear them as jewelry. The reason for that is because they can cause your ears to heal unevenly because of how the weight is distributed. So you're going to want to need plugs for that. I've seen people just wear tapers and it drives me crazy. And before stretching, if you're having problems with your ears, if they're just not wanting to budge and your tapers aren't wanting to go through, what you can do is you can take a hot shower, and you can also do ear massages, and that will get the blood flowing to your ears. It'll get everything all nice and ready to go, and that will help the tapers go through a lot easier. So those are just some different ways to stretch your ears and basic things about stretching your ears. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a like. It's right there and it would make my day. And I'll see you guys next time.